Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV and the Raid Furniture Mart Super Series. Tonight it's down to USA International for race number 4 here. I'm Dean Doucette. In the booth with me, as always, Mr. Baron Labosco. Baron, are we ready for some USA action?
You got that right. Nothing more American than racing at USA, and we're doing some bootlicking tonight. The bootlicker and Western Wear 150, excuse me, and I just had to spit that out early, Dean. Good to see you, and great to be here at USA with these late models.
Yeah, you might have already been into a couple of boots full of liquor tonight. I'm not sure about the Western wear part yet. I don't think we got enough booze in us for that.
I'm wearing chaps.
Damn it. It's too early, Bear.
Oh, boy. Dean, we got a good one on our hands tonight.
We do. So, as always with these guys, you think about last week, Austin Purnell, who's been, driving great as of late. And I mean, he probably always has. And I say this about a few guys because you really need to catch a few breaks, especially, with your pit road sequence in conjunction with your cautions. So Purnell, it all came up roses for him last week, and his speed showed, and he was great, Baron. I know you missed that one, but I'm sure you would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah, caught some of it on Wind Tunnel TV when I was out and about, as you would like to say, and hell of a race for what I watched. But congratulations to Austin Purnell. He's been banging on the door of a victory now for a little while. Glad to see him in victory lane. But we're at USA tonight, Dean, and some fast cars out on the track this week.
Yeah, some fast cars out there. We look in on our championship points. Jason Speer, 3 races, 3 top 10s. That'll put you in the points lead. Consistency is what wins championships, Baron.
And it just goes to show that even a blind dog will get a bone once in a while. Jason out there on top of the on top of the standings, a rookie to the series, but no rookie to us here in the booth at Wind Tunnel TV. Great to see Jason having some solid runs.
Yeah, it is. And it's good to see Adam Cole up there. Adam representing that Cole family, Brian and son Walker. I believe Walker is in the room tonight, so that'll be interesting to see how he does. But you got Bruce Pearson as well, another guy, just some of these fan favorite types up here at the top of the board, Baron. I mean, Adam Cole, Bruce Pearson, Adam Newton. These guys, they're long-term guys here in the league, and it's good to see them doing well.
Yeah, it sure is. And look, it doesn't take much to change your points standing in when we're so early in the season. So right now, we are missing a couple of Coles on the board, right? We are missing Brian and Walker, but Walker in the room tonight, and so is Adam. But we've got some, old favorites. Old Marvin Termeyer in 4th place right now on the board. And Marvin can increase his position with a decent finish tonight by finishing 4 spots ahead of where he has. So I mean, it's an amazing thing we have early in the season, and what we've learned is early results translate to championship efforts.
Yeah, absolutely correct. Will be some drop weeks in there. It'll shake up everything, so lots of opportunity for guys. Take a look in on the race info tonight. USA International, kind of a paper clip there, as you can see the diagram. And of course, keys to the race, same as always. I mean, you gotta want it out here. And pitting and strategy, it plays so huge. I don't know if we can come up with different keys anymore because, quite frankly, these guys are getting better and better. There's less cautions, and it just brings in more of what do you do with pitting, Baron.
Yeah, it sure does. And to the viewers at home, USA looks like an equal track on both ends with a couple of straightaways in the middle. But don't be fooled. This track has some characteristics, and so each turn one and turn two is really different behind the wheel in turn three and turn four. So you're going to see some guys change up their lines a little bit here at USA. Bottom line, still the fast line around in most series and in most efforts, but you'll see some guys try that high line. It might work in one of these turns, Dean.
Oh, it might for sure. There's no doubt. And they're going to get to test that out here right shortly as we get into tonight's starting grid. It's Walker Cole making his return. He makes it right to the point in that familiar number 20 paint scheme with a time of 23.53. Colin J. Kennedy starts on the outside of row number one. It's Termeyer and Woods in two. Brian Cole out here tonight as well with Miller. They'll be in row three. It's Bartel and Town, newcomer Curtis Town out here starting eighth. It's Newton in ninth and Adam Cole in 10th. Castle and Speer, your points leader, in row six. Pearson, Lester, Roel, Ian Speer, Adam Perry, Matt Eddy, and Herzog and Hines still on pit road.
So some newcomers, really excited to see what the 66 car can do here with Curtis Town. First race out with these boys, and we'll see what kind of speed he's got. Love seeing Zach Woods. 2 weeks ago, Zach put on a hell of a show, came out of nowhere and really pressed the leaders for all they were worth. So Zach going to be a player tonight here at USA, I'm pretty sure. So
yeah, he was doing it again last week too. 2 weeks in a row, he looking mighty good out there. Of course, your qualifying effort brought to you by K-T.org. Go check those guys out. A great cause to be checked out. About ready to go green flag racing here. Walker back out here tonight with the Krispy Kreme machine, Baron.
Yep, and he's got a fan favorite there in Colin J. Kennedy. Colin on the outside pole. Strong runs early on for Colin lately. Let's see if we can put a finish together.
Here we go. Pace truck is off the track. It's Walker and Colin leading them down to the green flag. Great job on the outside by Colin. He gets a bit of a jump almost on Walker. That's an awesome job by the three machine, getting pushed up high by Walker.
Yeah, so up in those dusty marbles.
Oh, and in the wall. That's Miller. All kinds of chaos. Someone down the track. That's Perry, and he's losing it. He saved it. I don't think there'll be a caution.
Nope, we're
back up front. We're still rolling. Woods underneath Kennedy. Kennedy's still hung out on the high side. He better get in line sooner than later. He's going to get freak trained.
Yeah, and a little bit of calamity for the back end of the field. As we saw Austin Miller, always a favorite to win one of these races, find himself a little trouble.
Well, it wouldn't be a race without Austin Miller getting to the back and having to work his way through the field. We'll be looking forward to that. Right now, it's Brian Cole in the 10 machine. He's making his way up to the front in a hurry. He doesn't want his son Walker getting away. And Colin Kennedy still on the outside. Man, that's tough for Colin.
Yeah, and he's under pressure now from several cars behind him. There's Marvin Termeyer looking for the pass underneath. And right behind him, it looks like TJ Bartel are going to follow him through.
Yeah, Marvin there almost getting into him, backs out of it.
Yeah, so Marvin needs a little help getting off the turn, doesn't he? That was close. So Marvin under pressure, not under pressure, but putting Colin Kennedy under pressure here. Side-by-side racing. Doesn't get any better than that. And Colin hanging tough on the outside.
Man, I'd say I had quite the sneezing fit there, Baron. And just want to let everybody know that sneezing is an excuse for rear-ending someone. So in case you ever need that in court, because you cannot keep your eyes open while you sneeze.
Interesting. Didn't know that. Well, and now fast fact number 2 on your night from Dean Doucette.
That is correct. Up front, Walker still there. Woods back in his familiar spot. Doesn't matter who's racing. Someone's out front, and Zach seems to be in second all the time.
And it looks like Zach is going to hound Walker Cole tonight all the way to the finish.
Yeah, I think he's probably had enough of being in second and not getting these things done, and he'll be looking to get it done tonight. But seeing that petty paint job, that number 10 of Brian Cole up there in third, man, he's always dangerous. And USA, a little bit of a more traditional track for these guys. You got to like his odds at a track like this.
Oh, for sure. And we know Brian's an old veteran of the sport right here, and he's been running these late models. This is a track tailor-made for a guy like Brian Cole. Very patient driver, very easy on the throttle, easy on those wheel inputs, and it translates to speed down the down the long run. So we're going to see him really put pressure on these two guys in front of him as the race gets longer.
They are. And how about Marvin Termeyer Jr.? They're a little wiggle near the wall there. The 16, though, looking good as he closes in, makes this a 4-car group.
He does, and Marvin has had speed. We've seen him time and time again run with the leaders and track them down. When he puts a race together, Dean, he's dangerous.
Very, very dangerous for sure. Colin finally settled in into 5th. You know he's got speed. He's just hung out on the high side. Probably got to shake a little anger out of the head and get into his rhythm, and it looks like he's found it now.
Yeah, I think Colin would be happy with a uneventful race, if you will, no matter where he finishes. It seems like poor Colin every once in a while gets himself hung up in some situations and then finds himself in the back of the pack. So if he can keep his fenders clean, Colin will also be a player before this is over.
TJ driving up high last corner. This is going to cost him. He's got 3 cars. One of them gets by. That's Curtis Town. I believe a brand new rookie out here. I could be wrong on that. Please let me know if that's the case.
I'll tell you who isn't a rookie is that number 1 car, Ryman Castle. He's gone past him as well.
Something happened there. It's a little puff of smoke. Someone touching the wall. But yeah, Castle. Castle and Lem both, they're on the same trajectory. They both, started, a season or 2 ago, were very good, but maybe need to learn a little bit about league or these particular drivers. They did that. Now they're both challenging for wins week in and week out.
And it's great to see the maturation of these drivers as they begin their careers with these late model sportsman type cars, small tracks, learning to drive really under pressure the whole time you're on the track. It's very different when you're in the big cars and you get a minute to think about things on a straightaway or on a D-legged oval. Out here, you don't have a hot second to collect your thoughts. You're on guard the whole time.
We look a little further back, and our points leaders, Speer and Pearson, back here in 10th and 11th. Behind them is Roel and Miller trying to recover from that early wall scrape, along with Adam Cole, who's back there all by himself. So these guys, I wouldn't say struggling, because when Miller hit that wall, that really created this separation.
Yeah, and they're going to have to recover one way or another here. So there's a little bit of damage on both those vehicles, and it's going to be a minute before we get a pit stop going here. So if they are good and they're smart, they'll go out there and milk this thing for all they got and mitigate their damages as they move through the race tonight.
It looks like Zach Woods has blinked out, folks. And he's back. There he is. So I thought we lost him, and that's a connection issue at home. For those who don't know about sim racing, the internet can be your enemy, much like an engine failure, and we almost had one from Zach Woods there. We're glad to see it's all back up and running.
Yeah, and after there's what they call a packet loss between iRacing and the individual driving the race car, iRacing will simply park the car on them until they can reestablish connection. By then, on a short track like this, you're several laps down, and your night might be over.
Yeah, it would effectively be over, but that didn't happen. He's back in here, and he is right on Walker. These 4 continue to remain under a blanket up front here. It's Walker Cole, Zach Woods, Brian Cole, and Marvin Termeyer. And out of all of them, I think we'll hop on board with Marvin here and have a little look at how he's driving here, Baron, because what I'm seeing is his car is a little more loosened up off the corner and stuff. So you see here a little higher entrance. Is that what's doing it for him?
Yeah, well, it could be, and it looks like he's got steer counter steer happening on the exit of both of these turns, and his wheel input is really nice here, Dean. It's nice and steady. He's got it right there on the yellow line. He's not overdriving the vehicle right now. A little shake to the right as he comes out the turn, but that's going to happen with every race car at USA. So I think Marvin's pretty comfortable right now with the way his piece is handling.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing from him, and I think that might bode well here. Instead of burning up the right front, you keep that car a little bit free. It might pay off on the long run here. And ooh, you see there, a little close to the wall.
Yeah, lost the nose a little bit in there. So what we've learned here is if you enter too shallow, getting out of that turn can be a little challenge. So Marvin's a smart race car driver. He's going to figure that out. He needs to enter a little deeper, arc it in a little bit more, and he'll be fine.
So these four continue their battle. There's Colin J back in fifth. And you got Ryman Castle, Curtis Town, Adam Newton. How about Newton? Slowly, quietly, now up to eighth position. And, Adam's a threat at every track these days.
Oh, he sure is, and he's proven that over the last couple of seasons where when the situation arises, Adam Newton finds himself to the front, and he will tonight too. He's in the mix, so let's see how he does as he tries to deal with this traffic in front of him.
Well, we got a nice field going here, lap 26 of 150. Green so far, one minor little incident. Perry kind of got the worst of it, just reacting to it. Kind of got him down into the grass a little bit, and that cost him a bunch of time. So we'll see if he can hang on. But I don't know, Baron, it's almost got this feel where, we going green here?
That would be awesome, Dean. I love seeing what these guys do on a long green flag run. It's super interesting to watch them run side by side. When one finally gets a nose under the other one, the race is on, and everybody else gets real excited. It's really cool to watch. It's great racing.
It is. Right now, patience as these guys settle in. Zach still stalking Walker. And I like the way what I'm seeing out of Zach from this view. You can just see he seems very calmly hugging that yellow, whereas Walker is just up a little bit off the line. At least, corner to corner, it's going to vary, but that's what I've seen.
Well, we're going to see a little bit of diamonding start to happen as the tires wear on these vehicles. And you'll see some guys actually diamond these corners at USA. And that's an opportunity for the driver behind him to anticipate that diamond and poke that nose underneath that rear end. Should that happen, Dean, you'll see some passing. But right now, Walker driving a very smart race, keeping those left side tires right on that yellow line.
And just like you, Baron, poking that nose where it doesn't belong.
It just happens so often. And every once in a while, you get your nose slapped off, Dean, and here I am with a runny nose.
Suffering from a tough New Year's Eve is Mr. Labosco. He'll get through it, folks.
3-day hangover's no way to live, Dean.
It is not. Back in fifth, Colin J. Here comes Castle taking a peek, trying to put that nose in there.
And Colin, we've seen this out of Colin before. He will run like this. He will sit on that high line, and he will just bother these boys time in and time out, and you see what happens. There it is.
Yeah, that paid off that time, but I think it's a mistake to keep opening that door.
Well, it's whatever way the car's fastest. I got to believe Colin's pretty comfortable running it that way. We'll see if these guys don't try to take another poke at him.
Aaron, you know as well as I do, if the door is open, people are going to take a poke at it.
That's right. You got to walk through, Dean.
This group, same as the front group, running in line, all orderly like. We go back to Jason Speer, Bruce Pearson, and now Austin Miller up here. So Miller trying desperately to work his way back up here. All these guys, really everybody is kind of hoping for a caution except for maybe our top four.
Yeah, and a good recovery by Austin. He was deeper in the field. He's made his way back to this pack here. And so he's going to have to contend with Bruce Pearson and Jason Speer before he can continue. Oh, and we got a pass here, up here. Looks like
Castle and Kennedy going at it.
Yep, Castle's finally got underneath him.
Kennedy way up the track. He might let this whole group go by now. It's hard to say. Looks like Newton backed out there. Didn't quite get the opportunity.
So now Colin going to give a little bit of what he got, and as he falls in line here.
You know, an interesting one to watch here is TJ Bartel. I say that running the old flex seal machine. I don't know if he's made a boat out of that stuff or not, but nonetheless, you know, he's such a patient driver. We know him a little bit, Baron. TJ will just wear you out on the long run, and this might suit him. You know, he's back here in ninth. He gave up a couple of spots already, but watch out for him after lap 50 or so.
Oh, for sure. Like, TJ's the king of the long run, and he's back here just minding his business right now, keeping his fenders on him. But you're going to see some of these guys start backing up to TJ, and TJ's going to start advancing positions.
It happens all the time in other cars, and Speer's back here. He's kind of the same way. He was, you know, a little bit behind after that incident where Miller caught the wall, and Miller's right there, Pearson. Oh, and there's Adam Cole into the wall hard, a hard lick for the 83.
Yeah, and the bootlicker bar and Western 150, you don't want to lick like that.
No, sir. So are you more of a bootlicker or a boot drinker?
Done both.
No shame. He's got no shame, folks. You look back at Matt Eddy, haven't called his name yet. The 88 machine quietly back here in 15th, and he is just waiting and hoping for a caution. We know he's got speed, but right now, damage-free car, just playing some strategy, and I think that's the best thing he can do right now.
I almost think it's brilliant. You know, like most of the time, he'll figure out that he's got, plenty of time on his hands, a lot of racing left. He's figuring on a caution, keep the fenders on, be there at the end.
You've seen Lester, there's Perry. Perry had to avoid that little incident, got in a little trouble. We go back to Ian Speer. So Ian out here making his debut, or at least over the last few seasons. I do believe he ran way back when, before we were around, but he's back here doing what he can, and he's got the lead. Oh, there's a shake-up up front. It's Woods to the lead. We're going to have to get a look on that.
Yeah, it looks like Zach made his way around Walker, and
We're
he brought Brian with us.
See with this battle with Brian Cole and Walker Cole, and then we'll go back and we'll see how Zach Woods took the lead. So father and son dueling again. Right for now, it's Walker getting by. Let's go and check a replay on how Zach Woods grabbed the lead. You see here, just on entrance, he's diving down pretty shallow, gets that nose just under him enough, and then the 20 just pushed. He pushed off the turn. That allowed a good drive off from Zach. You see Brian not cutting his son any slack. He fills that hole right up.
No, I don't think it's father and son right now. That's the 20 car and the 10 car racing each other. Brian Cole sees an opportunity. He's going to take it.
So great job. Good to see Zach out front. He did lead some laps last week as well. But you see already, Baron, he's pulling away here.
Yeah, he's getting a little distance between he and the 20 car. And that means trouble for the rest of the field, folks. Even Brian Cole right now has got his hands full with his son. So the more they battle, the smaller that 51 gets.
Yeah, pretty impressive here as he's starting to walk away a little bit. Back Marvin being patient. I like this from Marvin back here, sitting in fourth, being patient. Can he get a good finish here tonight?
Well, he could, but he's not going to be alone very much longer at the back of that pack. Ryman Castle's up 6 spots right now, and he's coming, folks. Ryman's found something again, and he is on his way to the front, and within a few laps, he's going to catch Marvin, and now the race is on.
Yeah, that black machine, the Castle car, coming in a hurry, and he's bringing Curtis Town with him. How about this rookie?
And that's nice to see. The newcomer find his way. Ryman bringing a lot of heat with him, and he's about to move his way to Marvin Termeyer and that group, and he's dragging that boy along with him. That's pretty cool to watch.
Back up front, Woods, Walker, Brian, and Marvin Termeyer. These 4 still battling. All is status quo right now, though, except for that pass for the lead. We're coming up on, that's lap 50 of 150 now. So these guys already, probably the pit stop window is open. And I don't know, I mean, it's got a feel of a green flag race, but I don't think you can pit early in this series and take that risk, can you, Baron, of going 2 laps down or something?
We've seen it happen where drivers will have pit slightly early against the rest of the field and really show up at the end. Fall off here isn't very big with older tires, so track position may mean something. And so I wouldn't be surprised to see some of the savvy veterans take tires here as we get closer to halfway.
Yeah, it would be interesting. There's no doubt about it. Look back, TJ Bartel has caught up to Colin J. Kennedy, so TJ, as suspected, is starting to move a little bit, or Colin Faden, I'm not sure which. Behind him, Jason Speer and Austin Miller starting to come up. You know, I talked to Jason before the race. He said he loves this track. He was feeling pretty confident.
Well, Jason's confident just about everything he does. It's the liquor talking, Dean, and so, you know, I'm not surprised to hear Jason say that. But no, raced with Jason a lot. Jason's a solid race car driver. Nothing's going to shock Jason Speer. And so while he might be running in 10th place right now, he'll take a few more laps and get it all figured out. But he's got company back there with Austin Miller, and we know how Austin will run this thing.
You look a little further back, there's Pearson going up the track, roll well underneath him, and the 83 of Adam Cole trying to come up. Eddie coming up into this group, so we got a little battle going on down here.
And it looks like Matt Eddy's had enough of running around in the back.
So yeah, I think he saved all the tire he's willing to save.
Yeah, I think Matt Eddy said, enough's enough of this. Let me get on up here and get racing.
He picked a poor time, though, because they're side by side. There's nowhere to go. But I'm sure he'll find his room soon.
And we've seen Adam Cole off the wall a couple. Ooh, squeeze down there from Bruce Pearson. So Matt Eddy, they're not making it easy on that 88 car.
No, a little bit of contact there. I'm not sure which way the rubbing was going, but someone was rubbing someone. He moves up now, so put Eddie up 3 spots to 14th. He started maybe on pit road, I'm not sure, but Eddie starting to make some headway. Up front, Woods, Walker, Brian Cole, and Marvin Termeyer still hanging in there.
It looks like the front 3 are getting a little separation from Marvin, but that could also be by design on the part of the 16 car, so we'll see.
Well, we've seen the way he was driving. Let's take a look in on Brian Cole and just see how he's looking from inside the car. It's pretty smooth right there, a subtle little check, and I think he's a touch smoother, but it looks very similar, Baron.
Yeah, a little bit. His drive off is a lot more solid, and I think that's helping out his entry as well. So he's got a little more arc into his entry. I think Marvin's entering a little shallow at this point, and that's why he's starting to burn off that right front. Yeah,
that very well could be. Check in with the weather here. 84 out on the track right now, Baron. Really should be a non-factor.
Yeah, the heat's not going to play too much of a role. It's going to help the drive off of the turn. So if they manage those front tires, those rear tires are going to help them out coming down those straights. So Marvin will figure that out. He's working hard, but I'd love to see a little more of an arc on his entry than what he's got now.
See the time delta here from Termeyer to Castle. And you can just see lap 56, it was 2.088, now 2.177. So Castle actually losing time here, pretty much equal,
yeah.
But as Marvin kind of closing back up here on Brian Cole.
Yeah, and we saw Ryman coming for a minute, and then he just kind of plateaued here.
Go back to Ryman versus Curtis Town, and that's been coming down. So Ryman's struggling a little bit for what he's been running. It's hard to call it a struggle, but it looks like Curtis Town. I mean, I like this 66 machine.
Yeah, hey, anytime you're a rookie and you're in sixth place, chasing Ryman Castle, you're driving pretty well.
Well, and you know me, Baron, in my books, the more important thing is I haven't seen him do anything wrong. And that's what I
Right.
want from my rookies. I want to get out here and, keep the elbows in the car and let's
Right.
make some friends.
Exactly. Yep. Couldn't agree more, Dean. It's racecraft.
You got
Love
Adam Newton running here. He is in 7th position.
Yeah, and a little bit of struggle tonight for Adam. He's up 2 spots from where he started, but seems to have plateaued as well. So tires becoming an issue for this field here, Dean. As we close in on the halfway point, seems like everyone's just kind of held serve.
We look back to TJ. So TJ has gotten by Colin Kennedy, and Colin now is under heat from I think the 34. That's Ian Speer, who's just he's a lap down. Here comes Jason Speer and Austin Miller, so they're catching up to Kennedy. These guys look fast. I mean, let's see what their last lap time here for Jason Speer. Well, we'll check it at the line. I think you're going around a lap car. Could have been a little off last lap, but I think him and Miller are running quite quick here.
Yeah, when we know Austin Miller's, figured himself out now that he's got that incident out of the way. Wouldn't be an Austin Miller race if he didn't start deep in the field, right?
So Colin was at 21.28, Speer at 21.29. Our leader, Zach Woods, with a 21.3. So these guys running faster than the leaders right now.
Interesting. And Zach's got himself a little gap on second place, doesn't he?
Yeah, Zach out front, starting to pull away a little bit. The 51 machine of Zach M. Woods out front where he wants to be. Now, he had a little bit of this last week. Pit stops kind of hurt him, and Purnell was fast. Make no mistake about that. But Zach Woods, got a little off sequence, I believe, with the pit stops, kind of hurt him, and we'll see how that plays out tonight. Man, it's going to be big here. We're on lap 70, all green flag racing here in the Bootlicker Bar and Western Wear 150. And, you expect from what you're seeing, this just feels green flag all the way.
Yeah, it sure does, and love seeing some green flag runs happen. So as these guys close in on halfway, we're going to start seeing these guys talk about gas and tires. So pit stops are coming. It'd be interesting to see who's what here, Dean, and we'll keep an eye on that. And that's exactly what I think was happening with Zach. He had a real odd entry. I bet he was doing some adjustments in the car right now, planning on that pit stop. Really odd entry, really odd exit. That allowed Walker Cole to close in.
Did, and that's a great observation. When you're a sim racer, you're trying to make all these adjustments, how many tires you want, a little camber, a little this, a little that, and it can definitely, especially on a short track, man, it can be hard to get to those buttons.
Yeah, and you got to run a consistent line, or your competitor behind you will catch you. And he ran a real odd turn into the turn, and then he ran a real odd line coming to the turn. So my guess is maybe some adjustments being made in the car to make himself more comfortable after pit stops.
Look back, there's Castle in town, and they're closing, I think. Let's go back to see our time split, or time delta between Termeyer and Castle. And every time I think it's not true. It's opening up, so they're really staying quite even, that gap between Termeyer and Castle.
Well, it appears that Ryman Castle's, kind of tapered off, and Termeyer's loose, and he's going to be looking for tires when he comes in, Dean.
He is, but I mean, Luce is fast. This is what I was alluding to earlier. You would think it would hurt the car, but what it does, it keeps that car turning. Whereas some of these other guys might get a little tight, and tight is not what you want.
No, tight is a killer here at a track like this. And you see there, Marvin kind of listened to what I was telling him, arc it in a little bit more and get a better run off, and he did so. We'll see if he can keep doing that.
He is pushing that machine for all it's worth, I'll tell you that. There's Town, back to Newton. Then you look back just a little bit and you see TJ Bartell Colin Kennedy, and then Jason Speer. Like I said he likes this track. Got that poor gap out of that non-caution incident, and he has really been reeling it in ever since.
And got himself a little gap here between Austin Miller and himself, which has got to be a little relief for the driver of that 82 car.
Lap 79 of 150. These guys be looking for pit stops here anytime. And I got to tell you, if I'm back where like the likes of Speer and Miller, I'm already in there. I'm already in. Let's take advantage of it and gamble.
Couldn't agree with you more. Look, if you're Marvin Termeyer right now, you go in there and get tires.
And Miller listens on cue, comes on to pit road. Austin Miller, our first taker.
So that's going to create a domino effect. You're going to see some other guys start to drive in the pit row, get service on their vehicles, and get out as quick as possible here. So we're going to see these drivers go a lap down, provided a car doesn't happen too quickly. They'll be the leaders once the rest of the field pits.
Yeah, so many of these guys are going to go long. They're going to go to lap 100 or beyond. And I think this might play very well for Miller. I don't know if he wins, but as I say that, Cole covers him. Cole is in from second or third position. Newton's in as well, so the floodgates are open.
Yep. So Adam Newton takes his machine down to pit row for service. We're going to start seeing some other guys. Let's take a look for the leaders to make their way to pit row.
You see, here he comes. No, he's not coming. So he's going to stay out here, and I don't know what I like, but I definitely don't like what others are doing, unless, Baron, I'm the leader.
Right, and so I agree with you, Dean. Now, this is the reason I don't call these pit boxes anymore, right? Because, I'd rather be up here in the booth with you. But and we see one of our leaders, Walker Cole, on pit road. So die has been cast.
Yeah, everybody in, or some of the top guys in. You got Woods and Termeyer, Castletown, Bartel, and Speer still out on the track.
And we're going to see how long they can make this happen for themselves. Maybe they're waiting for that caution. But right now you can see Austin Miller, who was our first onto pit road. He's already at the bumper of the leader.
So Miller up here trying to get a lap back. And this could be big. If a caution comes out, he certainly does not want to be behind. And this is painful. You don't want to wreck a leader, but you darn well won't buy as well as Jason Speer comes in. Watch Miller work on Zach Woods. Woods would be probably smart to let him go, and he hits the wall, does Miller.
He's trying to get that arc so he can get his nose underneath Miller or Zach Woods on the way out, and he's struggling with it, Dean.
Yeah, I think this is a big mistake from Zach Woods, to be honest with you. Just, someone who wants by that bad, and you're the leader, why are you fighting him? Because he'll wreck you. I mean, eventually he's going to get frustrated, and you get a little tap, and you'll be going around.
And, Austin Miller, we know, has got a fast ride, so maybe he's trying to help himself here by keeping a real fast car behind him.
I guess, but, he's 2 laps down at this point. I would suggest letting him go, but that's just me. I'm a nice guy. I'm old. What do I know, Baron? Oh, and Miller's loose. And this is what I mean. Miller's driving, hard right now. He'll take you out, not on purpose, but he's going to try and get by.
I was going to say, if he gets back to that bumper, don't be surprised if there's maybe a nudge here.
Yeah, this is risky business for our leader, Zach Woods. Doing a great job, though. Still running 21.37s. These are great times out here. But you look back at a guy like Bartel and Eddie, 21.19, 21.15 for Eddie. So these guys are running much faster, and I'm telling you that Miller here at a 20.91 when he could be running 20.1s. Or no, they're running faster, actually. My mistake. So Miller, as he caught up to Woods, was probably the fastest guy on the track. He's going to the outside, Baron.
Yeah, he's had enough of Zach Woods, and he's going to throw his dice in there and make Zach run it and pin it down on the bottom line. And with those old tires, it shouldn't be long before Austin gets around him.
Well, I think he just learned something there. Any lap cars, you just take to the high side on this one. So Miller around and clear. And now here comes the 5 and 83. So Woods way up the track. Oh, and into the wall goes Woods. He's probably going to come down pit road here.
I think that makes the decision for him. Yeah, so there he is on pit road. And he's going to get service on his vehicle. And, whoa, it almost cleans out the center wall. Good Lord. So good goes to worse.
Yeah, and this has brought Castle right to his rear. So Ryman Castle right on his bumper on pit road. And these guys already, we got Termeyer still on the track, Bartel and Eddie, your top three. Pearson's still out there as well. But Castle has caught our leader on pit road.
So now we got a race here, boys.
Well, we got a big race. Castle going to beat him off pit road by a large margin. Ryman Castle with a two-tire stop, I do believe. Zach Woods just now coming off of pit road. He's going to come off with Town.
So, let's see how this plays out, because that shakes things up massively.
Here comes Eddie onto pit road. So your new race leader right now, Marvin Termeyer Jr. in the 16.
Go ahead and get your spotlight, son.
Absolutely. He's got that O'Reilly Auto Parts paint on there looking sharp. You see TJ Bartel coming off of pit road. He's going to come out in 16th position. Rough shape for TJ.
So Marvin Termeyer hoping for a yellow as the rest of the field has taken tires. And Marvin praying that somebody gets a yellow flag out here for him.
Marvin on pit road. Oh, and the 13 of TJ was down in the grass. Not sure what happened with him. Let's go have a look and see exactly what did happen with that 13. Fresh tires, Baron, are always dangerous.
Right, when they're cold, they're slippery. And it looks like maybe, a little bit too much on the right foot. And got himself onto the grass there. No damage in that vehicle. Carry on, son. Keep driving.
Yeah, that's a nice job there of not making a mistake into a horror show. So the 13 saves that. Lester heads on to pit road. I haven't talked about Fred much tonight. A quiet night for the 48 here, pitting late. Coming in currently in 5th right now, so we'll see where that all shakes out. Pearson assumes the lead. So Bruce Pearson barely leading this race. It's Brian Cole in 2nd, Walker Cole in 3rd, Kennedy in 4th, Castle, Miller, Newton, Adam Cole, and Zach Woods has fallen to 9th position.
Well, and now here comes our leader, Bruce Pearson. So new leader here, Brian Cole in the 10 car.
Brian Cole out here. Let's get a look in on our pit board and look at some of these pit times, Baron, and just see, who did what. You got Adam Newton with an 18-second stop. Zach Woods with a 17.7. Everybody else around that 11, 12, 13-second mark. So I think we're talking the difference between either no tires, 2 tires, and a 4-tire stop, which is clearly, I think, what Zach Woods did, along with, say, Jason Speer and Adam Newton.
Well, and if he did, the 10 car just drove around him.
Wow. Just drove around who?
Zach Woods.
Zach Woods, a lap down. What is going on?
Yeah, and look,
Zach
he's under pressure.
Woods, your race leader is not doing well here, folks. And a little nudge from Walker says, get out of my way. I'm coming through, Lapper.
And he gives the position back. So now here comes Matt Eddy.
Classy move there, and that's a great job over the 20. But Matt Eddy, he's going to say, I'll take that.
Right. I'll take your service, please. Thank you.
Walker, one of these guys growing up so fast. And look at Eddie against Zach Woods. What is going on with Zach Woods?
Hard to tell. It was weird because we saw a very fast R51 prior to pit stops, and now it looks like the thing's all gone to hell for him.
I think he had to have taken no tires and got too much gas or something, because this is shocking.
I mean, he's not a little bit slow. He's real slow compared to the rest of these cars.
Heartbreak for the 51 here. Out front, guess what it is now? It's Dad, Brian Cole, son Walker Cole. These two, again, Walker, though, not really there to challenge, so Brian Cole in a familiar position out front and walking away.
Yeah, and at lap 106 and 150, Brian Cole's going to be a handful. So we'll see if Walker's got what it takes to catch him. Colin Kennedy there in third place, but also a distance back, so he's not going to be a threat for a while. So this is a very Brian Cole race happening right now. Just very patient, methodical, no mistakes, and let's reap the rewards.
When we were talking about it, you could just, it had that feel, a green flag race, an old traditional track for these guys. I mean, it just felt like a Brian Cole race.
And here he is, and I mean, he's just right now shows himself. What am I seeing? Almost 3 seconds in front of Walker, and 9 seconds out in front of Colin J. So yeah,
just unbelievable what we see out of someone like Brian, who also running the fastest times out here. Well, actually, Matt Eddy is absolutely flying. He's running a 20.69 the last time by, faster than anybody on the track by quite a bit. TJ's running pretty quick, but he's had some problems. And your leader, Brian's quick, but not the quickest.
At any place on the track, we've seen Matt Eddy sandbag his early runs just to make an effort to get out in front and get going real quick here. So he's right on the back bumper of that 10 car. He's not a lap down, is he?
He is. If only he was on the same lap, because he's probably faster. And maybe Brian will let him go, maybe not. We'll see. But Eddy, a lap down here, and this is the same situation. I'd say let him go because he's just too darn quick, and I just don't want him near me. You got a big lead here. Just let him go. There you go. There's a nose underneath. Brian's going to do just that, I think, but he got a little bit loose at the 88 there.
So Matt Eddy finds himself a lap down in 8th place. How about that?
Yeah, these guys, torrid pace here. Pit stops will shake it up. These guys who took 2 tires, they're in a world of hurt. And you can see or 4 tires, I should say. A guy like Matt Eddy here, he's faster, but he's got to get around all these guys. And you look in front of Brian Cole, there is a mess of cars. Oh, and Ian Speer is going to bring out the caution. Ian Speer down there on the grass is going to bring out our first caution. It's going to shake everything up.
For half a second, Dean, I almost thought we were going to go green to checker.
Whoa, Nilly.
Well, that does make a mess of things, doesn't it, here, Dean?
Yes, sir.
We're going to have some guys take some wave arounds now. We're going to have a lot of mix-ups here.
This series is the series where the unexpected becomes the expected, because they always thrill. They never disappoint, Baron.
Never. And Matt Eddy's going to be the recipient of the lucky dog as we see the 1 car on pit road early.
Ryman Castle coming in. I like this move from Ryman. You're on the lead lap. You're going to lose a spot, I think, maybe 2. So why not?
Yeah, grab some tires and let's see what we can get accomplished here.
Well, let's see. He's got to be grabbing tires. There's no other reason to come on. There you go. Right side's going up. So smart move from Ryman. I don't know why nobody else is doing this. He only took right sides, which is fine, but he's going to come out in 7th position, where he came in probably in 3rd. I mean, I don't know how smart it is, but if you're at the tail end, you've got to be coming in. Why aren't you?
Well, and look, the 66 heard you. So the 48.
83 is in. Zach Woods is in. So these guys, well, we're going to pretend like they're listening to us. I doubt they are, but they're
right
in.
So shout out to Tyler Lamb, who's watching the race. Tyler, we miss you, buddy. Can't wait to see you next week, man. And thanks for watching Wind Tunnel and all these boys get after it.
Yeah, we miss Lem out here. We were talking earlier about you, Tyler, and doing a whale of a job out here. See Zach Woods spin him. A Walker Cole fakes in, man. He faked me out. I thought he was coming in.
Well, we're getting older, Dean, so our eyesight isn't what it used to be. And,
Yeah.
easily
I fall
faked
for
out.
those fakes real easy.
I do it every time.
I keep thinking girls want to come home with me, but I'm just faking myself out.
Right? Is that a boob or is that just, a puffy sweater?
I got to get my glasses. I don't know. Bruce Pearson on pit road, got him jacked up, he's in a bit of trouble, a couple laps down anyway.
Well, I guess we've learned a couple things here, D. Number one, never spit in the wind, right? Number two, don't tug on Superman's cape, and that's the 10 car right now. He is out front, and he is going to be a handful on this restart.
Yeah, I guess we can call him the Bull.
Is that bowl or bull?
The Bull?
That's your
or
accent
the Rhino, I should say. We'll call him the Rhino.
Yes, sir.
Marvin Turnmeyer getting some service done. We'll see what he decides here. Marvin, 14th place right now, and that's where he'll stay when he comes out. So whatever he can do here is he misses his stall. He's got to back her up a little bit. He's going to get right sides anyway.
So taking some tires here. Let's see if Marvin, yep. So can't hurt to grab some fresh rubber and come on out and see what you got.
Pace truck pulls off and we're going green. Marvin going to be a little behind here with that late stop. Brian, great job. Walker into second. Colin J. And Austin Miller. Mr. Where did he come from? Is back up and in this race. And he is driving his you-know-what off as Newton comes underneath him.
Yeah, and he's still out there. Man, he is almost in the wall, but boy, has he got a fast race car. So Dean, Austin Miller trying to make a mess of things for these boys. Count them out, and they'll show back up like a bad penny, huh?
Yeah, I think he just lost his opportunity, though. He lost about 4 spots there. So now it's Castle trying to make the move. Castle down low on Newton, pushing him out. Can he get off the corner? He can. Newton, a little wiggle. Castle with position.
And that's crazy because Ryman Castle had a super fast car in the middle of that last run. So let's see if he can parlay this thing into a short run car now.
Well, and the same with Eddie, but Eddie's now in the lucky dog. Eddie's still a lap down, so unfortunate for him. Up front, the old time battle back on. It's Brian and Walker Cole slugging it out. Ryman Castle sets the fastest lap.
Well, second verse, same as the first verse, Dean, and here we go with the two Coles making a mockery of the rest of the field. And Brian washes up.
He washes up. Walker comes underneath. If I didn't know better, I'd say let him by, but I do know better. He's not gonna. Side by side, door to door, through the corner. Brian up the track, hanging on. Walker down low, trying to get the power off the corner.
And Brian Cole throwing the kitchen sink at it as he tries to maintain his lead here, but he's not going to do it. Son, give Walker Cole the lead.
How about Ryman Castle into this battle underneath Brian? So Ryman Castle takes advantage, gets to drive off, and he's in second place.
Yeah, and now Brian, who thought he had it pretty sewn up, now in third place, and he's got to make something happen because we are running out of laps here, Dean.
Wow, Ryman all over the back of Walker, gets position on the inside. The one car trying to take the lead. He's going to do it. Ryman Castle, hold on, not yet, says Walker.
Now, Walker Cole is making that high line work, and he watched his father succumb, and nope, went to the one car, right to the lead, new leader.
Unbelievable action, Ryman Castle. Up 10 spots on the night, on the point, and he is flying.
Great racing here, and we thought it would be a Cole-on-Cole battle here, but guess what? Ryan McCalson said, not yet, fellas. I'm here, and I'm going to drive this car to the front. You're going to have to pass me inside of 25 laps.
Yeah, he said, I've seen this story. I'm tired of this story. It's Castle time.
Yeah, no more reruns with this group. The Coles have found some competition tonight, folks. And don't look now, but here's Colin Kennedy, and he is leading the pack of guys. And they will, if they're not fast enough, they're going to catch these two leaders up front, or these three leaders up front.
Yeah, Colin, and he's been good. I mean, we've seen him at the beginning, qualified second, but got hung out on that high side. Oh, and Newton's lost it on entrance.
Now,
Everybody avoids him. No caution. He's going to lose several spots. Adam Newton, heartbreak for the 5 machine.
Yeah, just got it in a little too hot, and the back end stepped out on him, and around she went. So maybe a wheel hop situation in there, Dean.
Yeah, it could have been. I mean, he did a great job of saving it, but you want to, almost should have lost it for a caution because this really hurts.
Yeah, and now he's under the gun from the 42 car, who has had an up and down night tonight, and hated for Adam, but that's racing. Racing God giveth, and the races God taketh away. And right now, Ryman Castle's taking it from everybody.
You see the gap that he's opened up. Unbelievable. Ryman is flying around this track.
Yeah, when you open up a gap like that to Walker Cole and Brian Cole, you have got a piece.
See Adam Cole with Eddie still a lap down in there. And there's a gap back to Adam Cole, who, again, another guy at the top of the point standing, just lurking around top 5s. And this is what you got to do. Same with Speer, but Speer's a lap down, I believe. Where is he? Right there at the O2. So Speer is, in fact, in 10th, a lap down.
Yeah, the early run, really, Brian Cole put it on the rest of the field and trapped several of these guys a lap down. So only our top 10 on the lead lap right now.
So we see Zach Woods working on Speer. Zach trying to get back in this thing as his tires heat up, and apparently he just didn't like cold tires.
And he's got himself a race car. We saw that in the early run. So Zach finds himself in 6th, and he's going to try to track down that 83 for a top 5 finish.
So what do you think happened early in this run, Baron? Do you really think it's just the cold tires that shook him up? He wasn't prepared for it? Because he was remarkably slow in the first part of this second run.
Yeah, it's hard damage. We didn't watch the whole run there, so he may have bounced it off the wall, changed the toe on the car, and made it an ill-handling race machine. But he seems to have fixed it, whatever he has done, and this car is tracking pretty well right now. So as we see Ian Speer around on the inside again, that incident number 2 for Ian, having a rough night there in that 34.
Yeah, and Ian's out there struggling a little bit tonight. Brought out the caution earlier on. Curtis Town just got a little piece of the wall. Curtis got trapped a lap down. Having a decent night in 10th. I mean, he's got by Speer for that 10th position. But right now, it's all about Castle. I mean, king of the castle out here. King of the track tonight.
Yeah, he sure is. And he is actually walking the dog on everybody else. Also, just got word, Mr. Werdeman. Jeff Werdeman in the chat room tonight watching the race. So shout out to Jeff. Love to see you back on the track. Looks like he's on vacation, so God bless him. Enjoy wherever you're at, my friend, with your friends and your family. Or you got your toes in the sand. Grab your Mai Tai, because Ryman Castle's about to stake up the field.
There goes Woods by Adam Cole. So Woods is on the move. He's absolutely flying now. He's either flying or going slow. There's no medium for this 51. And a big shout out to Jeff Werdeman. Cameras here tonight in the Bootlicker Bar and Western Wear 150, all courtesy of Mr. Werdeman himself.
Nicely done, Jeff. Kudos to your boot-looking self, and we love you. We miss you, buddy. Come on back.
I'm just impressed, Woods. I mean, I don't know what happened there, but you never know with home racing too. We love the wives, and we always thank them for allowing the racing, but I don't know, sometimes maybe they come in the room and yell at you for a few minutes, could shake you up. I'm not too sure.
Can't tell you how many times I've heard iRacers complain that their dog or their cat jumped on their keyboard or in front of them or something. It causes a big mess within the field, and they blame it on Fluffy or Spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or old what's her name?
Or as our good friend Mr. Person out there, he's been known to drop a cigarette in his lap once in a while. That'll cause some havoc.
Oh yeah, that's going to leave a mark.
So here we go. Woods now working on Kennedy. He's got position there, down into the corner. And we got caution on the track. It's Adam Cole. Oh, no, Adam Cole. What has happened with Adam Cole? You see him here all alone. This looks like it's just going to be a spin off the corner. Oh, and out of nowhere comes Town, and Town closes fast, gives him a tap. I mean, the speed difference was miraculous. Speer gets a chunk of that. Oh, and he comes back up and takes Miller out. Wow.
Miller. Poor Austin Miller's had a night.
Poor Miller. Just gets cleaned out. That was an unfortunate mistake there. Not from Miller, from Cole.
Well,
8 to go, Baron. It's the show that never disappoints.
All right, Dean, it's that point of the race. Who you got?
I got them all. I want the field. You pick one. No, I'm not going against Ryman. This is Ryman's night. He's got the pole. He's going to get that launch. I think he's untouchable, but man, oh man, this thing's changed so many times. And this is about the only thing he could do wrong would go down pit road, which he's just faking.
Yeah, good choice there. Way to take the low-hanging fruit there, Dean. I'm going to take the 10 car. I think Walker and Ryman are equally matched, and I think these two get to battling, and the 10 car finds his way around.
Well, you can't go wrong with that either. I mean, Brian Cole really knows how to get it done, as Austin Miller is on pit road here. But, I just don't see... He is in third. I like being third instead of second. I think he's going to get underneath Walker, but we're going to see. And it's tough. These restarts are something. And if you're in second, I hate second, Baron. You can't see that well. That first guy launches... The guy in third gets a clearer view of that launch and goes with him. And if you don't hit it perfect, my goodness, you're in trouble.
Yeah, and you're right, Dean. And look, second place, it's almost a guessing game at this point. You got to also anticipate when that driver in the first place is going to go, so you don't lose the opportunity to get down onto that inside track where we know the passing all happens.
Did see early in the race, I think it was Colin Kennedy on the outside got a great start, but couldn't do anything with it, and he still ended up losing 4 spots because he was hung out there. But
yeah, I think maybe you can hang on to that spot, maybe a lap, maybe 2, but after that, I think you're a sitting duck. So give me the 10 car right now.
Well, Walker's over there saying, you guys still don't believe in me, eh? You still don't believe.
Well, let's poll the audience. Who you got? So if you're in the live chat, tell me who you think's going to win this race. Let's see what we got there.
You got Zach Woods back in 5th. He could be in there picking. And Colin Jay, he's got to be thinking, finally, I'm back where I belong, but back on the outside as well. He won't like that.
Yeah, and it sucks. You're a sitting duck, but you got to make it happen. This is how you earn your money. Pay window's open. Let's go get some cash.
All right, coming down to 4 to go. This is the big one. Ryman running Walker up the track a little bit. Pace truck's off. Holding, and he's gone.
Yeah,
so good job by Walker and Colin. Brian Cole, a terrible start there. He might lose his spot to the 3 as well. He already lost one to Walker.
Yeah, Ryman Castle using an old short track trick where he runs them up high and gets a great run off the turn on the restart. And brilliant restart here, but it didn't fool Walker. He's right there.
Poor Colin on the high side. Going to lose to Zach Woods as well. And Brian didn't lose his spot, I should say. He just failed to gain one. Up front, Castle and Walker, 3 to go. Walker Cole, the one guy out here, I think he's got enough for Ryman. He drives in deep, right to the bumper.
3 laps to go. Walker's got to make something happen now, folks.
2 to go. The 20 Krispy Kreme machine chasing the Black Knight here, the number 1. King Castle himself in first.
And Ryman's got 2 more turns before he's going to see that checkered flag. Let's see what the 20 cars got for him.
Great job up here. No mistakes from the one thus far. The 20 right there, ready to pounce. The one a little high but smooth off the corner, coming down into 3. It's Ryman Castle coming through 3, through 4. Nice and clean. Going to be the winner here in the Bootlicker Bar and Western Wear 150. Zach Woods going to squeak by and take 3rd. It's Walker in 2nd. Brian Cole falls to 4th, Colin J in 5th, Newton up to 6th, Adam Cole, Matt Eddy recovers for 8th, Miller in 9th, and Bartel rounds out your top 10.
That was a hell of a race for 3rd place, Dean. I don't know if you saw it at the end there, but that was a heck of a race.
Yeah, a little bit there. This guy's battling pretty heavy. I mean, we had to focus on Castle, man. He deserved this thing. He worked for it. The speed he showed in the second half of the race, just unbelievable, Baron.
Yeah, we kind of counted him out on that long run. We thought he was coming, and then he kind of stalled out as his tires got warm, I guess. So, hell of a win here by the one car. Ryman Castle proving to be the best tonight at USA Speedway.
Absolutely. Excellent job. Right now, let's take a short commercial break. We'll come back. We'll get some interviews. Welcome back here where Ryman Castle has grabbed the victory, up 10 spots on the night. What a great job by him tonight.
That was a great race too, Dean. These guys really put on a show tonight. Listen, if you like short track racing, and I know a lot of people do, these boys come to run every week, and you're going to see some great side-by-side racing. Clean racing, they got it sorted out, man. I love what I saw. I got everything I wanted out of it, Dean.
Yeah, I mean, clean, almost green flag here tonight. We're fantastic in the super lates. We look over these race results, a couple of heartbreaks there. Bruce Pearson late, lost a few spots. Marvin back in 17th. I mean, this is Marvin's story. Run up front for half the race, and he just doesn't get the finishes. One of these days, though, we'll be talking to him in victory lane. I'm sure of that. Miller, with that early wall scrape, had a rough night. Eddie got trapped a lap down, but was awful fast. Maybe as fast or faster than Ryman. We'll never know. But some of these guys, Zach Woods, great night, great finish in third. Walker, and of course, Ryman Castle. Baron, these guys over here in the Raid Furniture Mart Super Series, you said it, man, already. They just, they don't disappoint. And a little chuckle because of my famous flop from one of these broadcasts. Some of you may know what I said in the past.
Yeah, they don't disappoint, Dean. These guys bring it every night, and gosh, you just love to see this kind of racing because it just helps bolster the league. If you're interested in a short track league with some quality racers, with some quality people, this is a great place to put your hat in, put your name in the hat. So, Dean, we love what we saw tonight. I don't know about you, but this is the reason we come back week in and week out.
Yeah, and I pulled a name out of the hat right now, and the name I come up with, Zach M. Woods, and he's one of the reasons that I'm entertained. The 51 finishing third here tonight, a great finish. Congratulations, Zach.
Thank you. setup was a little tight for my liking, but we made do with what we had. The long green flag run, that sucked. That was probably one of the longest green flag runs I've had to do in a league.
Did
But
you say that sucked?
yeah, I haven't had to do that long of a run, but it was
Well,
fun.
welcome to Big Boy Racing, Zach. We
Yeah.
do green flag racing here. I thought you did awesome at it, but yeah, it's definitely something that if you're not used to, it can wear on you.
Oh yeah, it's fun though. I mean, I'd love to do it again.
Yeah, we were highly impressed. We love to see the green flag racing. It really brings out, that how do you use your car and everything. And that's what I want you to talk a little bit about how you can use your car to affect your tire wear. And obviously, you just said you haven't ran this long a run before, so maybe you're not used to it. But, driving in deeper, maybe burning the right front or getting those big runs off, running the right rear. Were any of these things affecting you here tonight?
I was trying to protect the right front more than anything because it was so tight. So I was letting it roll into the corner a little. I was letting out a little sooner than I normally would here. It was nothing different,
Smart,
no.
smart. So, Zach, we gotta ask, man. Like, we've seen two different Zachs, maybe three. I'm not sure, but you were out there. You were lightning fast. You were leading. When you got the lead, you started to walk away a little bit, and then later, when you got, we had the restart, and it looked like you just were another driver. What was happening with you in the car there for those 10 or 20 laps?
I was trying to get back to the front there, but after we pitted under the green flag, everybody else took tires, and me and Ryman, we decided to just take fuel there, and we were out to lunch for a little bit, and then the caution come out, and we took tires, and it was game on.
Oh, there you have it. We weren't sure exactly what happened there. We try and keep up on those things. Kind of missed that one, Zach, but it was baffling to see you fall back, but no surprise to see you come forward again. It was a fantastic ride for you, man. We look forward now to the next race on the schedule, and that's going to be at Watkins Glen. How are you going to feel about heading to a road course?
I'm not big on the road course stuff, so I might miss next week.
No,
But
no, no. You're going to be here, Zach. There's no skipping. You get out here and run these things. But whether you're here, whether you're not here, we love seeing you out here, man. Rookie here to the series. You're looking great. Making friends, not enemies, and having great finishes. I'm sure we'll see you in victory lane before too long. And anybody you want to shout out, any sponsors or friends you want to thank, you go right ahead.
Gotta thank my mom and dad, of course. P1 Performance, Castle Speed Shop, Zach Woods Racing, um, Stephen Assey Racing, and GT Products.
All right, Baron, that was third place finisher Zach Woods with an impressive drive.
Yeah, we can call Zach the hound dog because that's what he's doing, hounding these leaders week in and week out. And, Zach is going to get some checkered flags here soon. We can feel it. But right now, I'm with one of the Coles. Walker Cole here brings it home second place. Walker, hell of a run tonight. How you feeling, buddy?
Yeah, that run was good. It was a bunch of fun racing with Ryman and Dad and Zach there.
Yeah, so you had your hands full all night. Didn't figure out where you were. You were under pressure the whole evening. We were talking about it up here in the booth. No rest for the weary, is there?
Oh yeah, he was about 1 or 2 tenths back every lap, every corner. It was a bunch of pressure, but I just tried to stay smooth and hopefully that we'd race clean, and we did, which ended up being a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, and it sure was entertaining up here in the booth and for the fans at home. So, Walker, early part of the season, you're showing some speed. We haven't got you yet high up on the leaderboard yet, but we got some weeks ahead of us. We're going to Watkins Glen next week. Got any time on that track?
I ran a couple laps the other day, but it's definitely going to be interesting and difficult. It's all going to be about staying smooth, not making mistakes, and hopefully I'll end up finishing good there too.
Yeah, so first time we brought the Furniture Mart Super Series out there to Watkins Glen. First time these boys are going to get their shot at the road course here. Super fast track, a lot of fun. Walker, you telling your dad your secrets, or you going to let him figure it out on his own?
I'll probably just let him figure it out on his own, but hopefully keep them to myself. But,
That's right.
it's gonna be a lot of fun.
So, hell of a race for you, Walker. Second place finisher here, Dean. Walker Cole, part of the Cole trio here at the Furniture Mart Super Series.
Man, hard to hold down the Krispy Kreme machine. He's a heck of a driver. This young man, sooner or later, is going to be a champion here on iRacing. But right now, I've got race winner, the number one, Ryman Castle, King Castle, out here tonight in this race. Congratulations, Ryman.
Thank you guys very much. That was a tough one.
That was a tough one, man. And you know, much like a few of the guys, he looked a little different at different times in the race. Mostly fast, though, and especially the last half of the race. Did you find a little something, or was it just racing room?
The beginning there, I stepped. I was fast as a practice, and we were all pretty close to the same speed. And I stepped on it in qualified like crap, like 4/10 slower. I just drove it into one too hard and slowed the nose, and that ruined a lot of. I don't know. Just it changed the way I drove the race. So now instead of trying to stay in the front, I just kind of had to move my way to the front one at a time, save tires, just take it easy. But then I got behind Colin, and he's just kind of holding us up a little bit. And I see the guys up front starting to pull away. And I'm like, man, I don't want them to get that big of a gap if we have to pin under green. It's gonna be tough. So there, yeah, I finally had to get around Colin. I had to run him up a little bit. And I don't like doing that. I mean, I know you guys said before I'd kind of race aggressive at times, but kind of have to. We're all this close, and I didn't want to do it. I feel bad, so I apologize to him for that. But I had to go. And I just was trying to catch him, but try to take it easy. So I'd go for a little bit, and cool my tires off, then charge again. Just try to get. I started at 3 seconds, I ended up at like 1.5 at the end before I pitted. But yeah, so we pitted, and I thought it was a bad mistake because we didn't take tires. Me, Zach, or Curtis. So I don't know. Like I was holding the Miller off, and yeah, I don't know. Like I raced him pretty hard, and I feel bad, but I had to do what I need to do, and I feel bad that he got caught up in the wreck that happened. But it helped me out a lot, and I was able to come down and get tires, and off to the front I went.
Isn't that the way, Ryman? You know, you get out here and you don't want to have any wrecks or anything, but there's a little happy plus sad when someone gets caught up a little bit and helps out your night. But you didn't need a whole lot of help here towards the end. Driving around, you know, we've seen Brian and Walker. We've seen this show before, Ryman, and we thought, well, here we go. It's another father-son duel to the finish. And boy, oh boy, you came out of nowhere. Well, not out of nowhere, but I mean, you not only closed up fast, but made short work of them. I mean, we're talking 1 or 2 laps, and bam, you were in the lead. I mean, just amazing. Were you worried that you were going to sit back and watch this Brian and Walker duel one more time?
Yeah. I mean, I like the guys a lot. I like Brian, Walker, and Adam. I have a lot of respect for them, but I get tired of watching them in front of me. I hate it. But no, they're good people, and I knew it cost me a race before following Walker for too long and kind of destroyed my tires, so I kind of had to go. I mean, it was, put up or shut up, and I had better tires than them. I had to capitalize, so Walker kind of held me tight. I kind of threw a little bomb in there and got a little sideways entry, and we raced the crap out of him. And I can't thank him enough for racing me clean, and I feel like he feels the same way about me. But yeah, I don't. It was fun. I had a lot better tires. I mean, the tires won the race 100%. I mean, they took theirs earlier, and I took mine later, and it just worked out for me.
Well, all these decisions are always big keys here. These pit stops and tires decisions. But Ryman, you earned this one. I mean, you've been working towards it. We're so glad to see you here in Victory Lane. And now you get a chance to back it up. But man, we go to a road course. How are you feeling about that?
Not feeling good. I'm not a road course guy.
We hear that a lot.
Super late model, street stock, small track, oval racer. I do not mess with the road courses, but if I guess if I want to run well, I better just put some laps in, huh?
That's 3 for 3, Dean. We got all 3 of them.
Yeah, that's it.
I feel bad.
Well, that'll be good, though. We're all on even things, so you're going to do a lot better than you think. Yeah, you better put some laps in and just take it as a fun experience, man. It'll be fun. It's Watkins Glen. Everybody knows Watkins Glen. I mean, we're a little older, so maybe it's us old folks who know it so well.
I loved it on the old NASCAR PlayStation games, but whoever decided to put it on the schedule drank a little too much liquor that night. I tell you that right now.
Oh, that guy's always
It was
drunk.
just the right amount. It was just the right amount.
No, it'll be fun. It's different, and you won't see the one car up front. I tell you that. I'd be happy with a P20, honestly.
There's only 18 cars, but
I,
nonetheless.
I hope I even make a lap in practice. To be honest with you, that's how bad I am. But
Let's
we'll
not
try
think
it.
about that right now. Let's get the champagne flowing here. Victory here in this race tonight. Just a great job. The Bootlicker Bar and Western Wear 150 race winner, Ryman Castle. Congratulations, buddy. You got anybody you want to thank? You go right ahead.
Yeah, I gotta thank CB Custom Painting, P1 Performance, Austin Main Racing, Zach Woods Racing for putting this slick paint scheme on, Rocket Fabrication Suspension, Apex CNC, Jegs Performance, Cody Coughlin Company, and yeah, I mean I think that's about it. And I gotta thank my teammates, Zach and Curtis showing up and having fun. I mean, I only let a couple guys come in just so we can have a little fun, and I really enjoy you guys' broadcasts. I love watching them throughout the week, and yeah, it's been a good time.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you, Ryman. Congrats again. Baron, Ryman Castle, victory lane tonight.
Yeah, congratulations to the one car. Ryman had a hell of a run. We almost wrote him off. Remember, in the middle of the race, he was just struggling in the center, and then all of a sudden, boom, victory lane. So, week in and week out, Dean, we keep getting proven wrong. That just shows how stupid we are and how good they are.
Well, it is. And, we'll try and stay away from the stupid part. I mean, that's just obvious. But these guys over here, they have been, I love broadcasting it, Baron. It's not a lie. It's not a joke. It's not for the massive TV audience here. It's the truth. I mean, it's fun being in here, especially with you, my friend. But these guys are putting on a show. I mean,
I
they
can't
never
wait for next week.
disappoint, Baron.
They never disappoint, Dean, ever. I can't wait for next week. Me, I'm a fan of Watkins. If I was home, I would drive this track with them because it's just a lot of fun. Good hard racing to be had at that track. Yeah, it's a little tough. It's a road course, but friends at home, if you want to be entertained, tune in next week for Watkins Glens with these guys. We are going to have a blast.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have that coverage every Wednesday, 9:20 p.m. The Raid, Furniture Mart Super Series. But for myself, Dean Doucette, and for Mr. Baron the Bosco from somewhere in America, that'll wrap it up tonight. We'll see you right here next time on Wind Tunnel TV.